Hi everyone, thank you for watching. In today's video, we're going to learn the Mills mess. Now, this is quite a confusing trick, and it's confusing even sometimes when you've learnt the trick, you don't know what your hands are doing. So I'm going to try and break this down in the way that I think is easiest. Just like I usually do, I'll do one throw at a time, and then at the end, I'll share some other methods that might help you learn the Mills mess. Because I really think different methods and different styles of teaching can appeal to different people and can help different people. Like, there's no one method teaches all with juggling or with anything really. Anyway, as you go through this tutorial, please be patient and don't worry if you're feeling completely confused or you're completely stuck. It is going to take a little while to learn the Mills mess, but once you do, it will be as easy as riding a bike. So let's start with just one ball. There are 3 individual throws in the Mills mess, and all of them are a mix of the throw and also the movement of the hands. So this is quite a confusing thing. Obviously with Mills mess, your hands are non-stop going like this. So they're literally going from here, you can go left hand under the right, and then back to normal, right hand under the left. But they're not completely here like this. They're sort of, as the left hand is going under the right hand is also going to the other side. So that's how you get this sort of circular motion. So don't overthink that, but keep it in mind. First throw is a simple reverse cascade throw like this. Simple one to the other, but the difference is you're going to be throwing from the right hand to the left hand, but you're going to catch with your left hand underneath your right hand. So instead of throwing all the way over like that, you only really need to throw sort of into the middle, and then as you're throwing, the hands are moving. So throw and catch underneath. So you're going to throw up. As you're throwing, the hands are coming together, then the ball is going to drop in the center underneath like this. So throwing up, catch underneath. The second throw is going to be an under the arm throw. So this time we're starting with the ball in our left hand. We're going to go underneath the right arm, but remember, we're not going to go underneath here and throw it all the way over that side. We're going to go underneath as the arms are coming together in the center. So the left under the right, throwing it up, catching it in the right. So as we're throwing, we only really need to throw it up like this because the hands are going to uncross. So it's up, throwing it like that. Remember, do this in both hands. So I'm not necessarily thinking throwing it directly straight up like this, but you know, it's not as pronounced as throwing it all the way over. You've got to find the balance in the middle that works for you. And this is also going to change a little bit as you start moving with the pattern and making it more pronounced like this. So for the third and final throw, we're going to do the opposite to the one we just did. So we've just gone from the left hand up into the right, and now we're going to go from the right hand. This time it starts on top of the left. We're going to go from the right hand up. Now we're going to catch it uncrossed. So starting the right hand, we're going to cross over like this, throwing it up, catching in the left hand uncrossed. Now do that on the other side. So now we've got 3 different throws. We've got the reverse cascade, catching it underneath. We've got throwing underneath the other arm, then uncrossing. Then we've got the reverse of that, so throwing it over the top, the other arm, uncrossing like this. Remember, repeat all of those throws on both sides. So we've got the first one like this, we've got the second one like this, we've got the third one like this. Now, once you're familiar with all those throws individually, let's take 2 balls. We'll start putting it together 2 throws at a time. So to start off, let's do the first throw that we learned, which was the standard reverse cascade throw like this. And then we're going to link it straight into the underarm throw like this. As you might remember, as you're throwing that overarm throw, your hand is coming underneath to catch it. Now, you might see how this links with the release and the throw of the next underarm throw. So, you're going to throw the first ball up, your other hand is coming underneath to catch it, but also, before you catch it, obviously you have to release the ball to free your hand up, catch the incoming ball. Both balls will land in the other hand and your arms will have crossed and uncrossed. So throw, like this. If you're getting confused with the arms, just really break it down one step at a time. So that ball's coming up and first you're going to think, I'm going to catch that underneath. Okay, now I've done that. All I needed to do was release that other ball just before I caught it and then uncross like this. So you can go release, then you can go release, then you can get it more comfortable. Remember guys, once you've done it on the right side, try it in the other side. You have to definitely do all of these throws on both sides, otherwise you're not going to get the proper Mills mess. So that's throwing up, as it's coming up, that hand is going underneath, going to throw like this. Now we're comfortable with the first pairing of throws. Let's try throw number 2 and throw number 3. So as we've just done, throw number 2 was the one underneath the arm, and as you throw it up, you're uncrossing, catching it again. Now we're going to throw that one. Obviously, as we're throwing that one, we need to also throw the other one to free up the hand to catch the first one. So we're going to throw this one up. As we're starting to move, we're going to throw this one also up, and the hands are just going to swap places. So we go up, up, cross, cross. So up, up, crossing here. So up, up. Remember, both sides. Up, up, cross, cross. Up, up, cross, cross. Up, up, cross, cross. So once you're used to those two pairings of 2 throws, let's move on to 3 balls. Now there are various ways you can start the Mills mess. Some people like to go from cold, so no throws, and then go straight away into it. I've never really been a huge fan of that. I've always preferred going from a cascade juggle and then going into it. So that's the way that I'm gonna do it today. If you want, you can start just like this. It's up to you. The second choice that you may choose to do is, some people like to start like normal cascade, then they go into it like this. Some people may find it easier to go from a reverse cascade like this, and then when they're ready, they might find it easier to slip into the pattern this way. So let's take this one throw at a time. We're going to go from either your cascade or your reverse cascade. Either way, the first throw is going to be a right hand throw of the reverse cascade. So what that would be is 1, like that. That's your first throw. So you're going to get ready and you're going to go 1. As you're throwing that 1, your hands are going to go with the direction of the ball. So you're throwing up like that, like this, but also your hands are going to begin to cross like that. Going, first throw. Once your brain has got the hang of that, let's immediately start thinking about where that ball is going. You're going to catch that ball underneath. So this is the first pairing of the 2 throws that we did. You're going to throw, catch, and go like that. So from the cascade, that looks like, as you're ready, you're going to throw. Don't even have to worry about catching that. Just literally break it down one throw at a time and then worry about the catch, then the next throw, then the next catch. If you're finding it hard, break it down into as smaller steps as possible. We're gonna go juggle. When you're ready, the first throw, reverse cascade, your hands are gonna start moving and you're gonna catch that throw underneath. So you're gonna go here. Now, you know the next step. Before you catch this, you're gonna throw up with the ball that's in that hand. So that's gonna be up, reverse cascade, up. All you have to do to catch that is, as it's here, you're gonna switch back and we're gonna catch it in this neutral position. So if you find it easier to throw the balls higher, by all means do that. Alright guys, so if you're following up to this point, we will have done juggle, 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 1, 2, come back. Right before you come back, this is the position you're in. So do you remember the 2-ball exercise in this position was, this one is already in the air and we're going come back. So instead of just coming across, you need to throw up with that hand also. So it's going to be cross, cross. All that is cross, cross. So 1, 2. If you're following, you've done up to there. We have done one of each of the 3 throws, obviously because we've only done 3 throws, but hope you can now see we've done the reverse cascade throw, done underneath the arm, and then we've done over the top of the arm. So what they are, there, there, there. If you're not going from a juggle, that would look like. So let's stop there for a second and quickly reflect on a little concept in Mills Mess that might help some of the timing or just some of the brain understanding it. So there's obviously the concept of you're going from one side to the other. And then if you count it, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's quite obvious, it's like 3 to one side and then 3 to the other. And that's what makes this nice side-to-side pattern. You may have noticed that that isn't the way in which we've been learning it. The reason is because I find it easier to enter the Mills Mess from the reverse cascade throw. So from this throw, and then you start the pattern. So we're doing 2 throws, and then we're starting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So essentially, you can think of the first throw as number 2 in the count. That might make this a bit more confusing. If it does, ignore it. You don't really need to know that, but some people are probably thinking, why is it jolty? Why is it not like looking like the video? And that is because we go 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. The numbers, I'm literally just saying them so you can get an idea of the first row that goes one way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the first row that goes the other way. So I could just say one way, other way, 1 way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, back to the pattern. So what we've done first 3 throws. Now you should be ending with the last ball in the left hand. So you've started with 3 in the right, and then you've ended 3 in the left. So you've done this. Now we're going to start again from that reverse cascade over the top throw before you catch ball number 3. So going to go juggle, juggle, juggle. Going to go 1, 2, 3. And at that point, you're going to start throwing that one from the other side. So what that looks like is going from the juggle, reverse, under the arm, over top. I'll juggle them slightly higher so you can see what that looks like in sequence. So we'll go 1, 2. That's where you catch it, this hand. So 1, 2, 3, like that. From this point, we're simply adding one more throw at a time. You've already done this, but now it's going to feel like you're doing it all over again because you're on the other side. But just remember, this is exactly what we just did. You have another option here. It's just a suggestion. You don't have to do it. Some people might find it easier just to restart the tutorial and do everything that we've just done, but on the other side. So you can go from here, 3 balls, you can go over like that, and then you can do, okay, so now I'm going to catch that one underneath. We're going to do the exact same steps on the other side. So like this, and eventually like that. You might find it easier like that. I personally don't do it that way, and I would rather do it just adding one more step at a time to the pattern we've already got. So what that would look like is we've gone here, catching underneath. Now, all you're gonna have to do is before you catch that, you're gonna have to throw the ball that's already in that hand, releasing the hand so you can catch the incoming one, and then proceed with the pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, whoa. Then one step at a time. So guys, if you're at this point, you've pretty much done the Mills Mess pattern. If you're able to do 2 revelations, then you simply have to add 1 throw at a time. As soon as you've done the first couple, you're already into the pattern. So first, under. As soon as you're back to here, then all you have to do is restart the pattern from the other side. I like to say reverse, and then I just know this is the reverse cascade throw, just a standard one. And if I space my hands out, it's much more obvious what I'm doing. So reverse, 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 reverse. That was trying to exaggerate it. The only thing with a Mills Mess, some people think it looks really complicated just because it's being done really fast and small, and it's actually exactly the same pattern as this, but it's just condensed, and it's crazy how much of a difference that can make to the overall visuals. Time for a couple of little tips that might help you learn the Mills Mess. First, be really patient. I remember when I was learning this, I remember at least 3 hours in the kitchen having no idea what I was doing. I was getting really frustrated, and I was watching this YouTube video, can't remember who made it, but I was just watching it over and over again, and I was getting really frustrated because I just didn't know, I couldn't apply what I was seeing in the video to my hands. But if you stick with it at some point, as with all tricks, it will become really, really easy. Once you have mastered the Mills Mess, a nice little thing to make it look cooler, as I was kind of just saying, is instead of doing it completely static, try and move your body a little bit with it, side to side, and everyone will find their own rhythm and their own way that they like to do this that looks cool and maybe works with them. But just know you can add a whole new dimension to the trick from A, speed, which also correlates with height. They're kind of interchangeable a little bit, and then also with body movement. The more you move your arms across, for example, the more you move your legs, the more you rock side to side, all these factors can affect the way that the trick looks. So mess around with that once you're comfortable with the base pattern. A cool technique that some people use to learn Mills Mess quickly, I actually saw the inventor of a Mills Mess, allegedly Steve Mills, showing this little trick, and he did, essentially, all you have to think about is throwing the ball, one ball, under the arm, then under the other arm, and in between, you just do a reverse cascade. So I'm using the cube as my under the arm ball because Mills mess is a cool little trick where each ball only does their individual pattern. So it's a nice little thing to know. But anyway, this is going to be my under the arm throw. All I'm going to do, I'm going to start from a reverse cascade, then I'm going to go throw the cube under one arm, then I'm going to throw the cube under the other arm. So under that arm, 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 under that arm. I personally think this makes it seem easy, but it might only be easy if you've already got the movements of a Mills mess in your head. But I don't know, give it a go and it might be the way that clicks for you. Another way that some people use to learn this trick is the windmills, which are essentially you're doing a one-handed half shower and you're going to go half shower and then you're going to go under the arm. So you're going to go half shower, under the arm, half shower, under the arm, half shower, under the arm. And that looks like, you know, this rotating pattern under the arm, which is kind of cool. All it is that half shower, under the arm, half shower, under the arm, half shower, under the arm. But the quicker you do it, the more it looks like this cool little circle thing. Anyway, learn that, then learn that on both sides, like this. So all you'd have to do is transition from windmilling on one side to the other side. The way that you transition is, let's say I'm doing the right-handed windmill. After the under the arm throwing here, all you have to do is throw back the other way with your right hand. And you'll recognize this position from the tutorial that we're currently watching. The two ball part where it went up like that and then you crossed, and that's that throw. So if you're doing the reverse cascade windmills like this, where as soon as you throw under the arm, you go under, cross, then windmill back the other side. So this is another method of doing it. Then after the underarm throw, so under, back to the other side. That might be a way that you find easier, or that you find clicks and makes the whole trick work better for you. Regardless, the windmill is a pretty cool little trick because as you're doing the Mills mess, you can add it into your routine and then, you know, it works naturally with the Mills mess anyway. As does the reverse cascade. All of these tricks are cool to combo with the Mills mess. So, yeah. Anyway guys, I hope I haven't missed anything or explained anything badly, but if you do need clarification or if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments. Ask me anything and I will do my best to get back to you and to explain. Thank you for watching. Please leave me a like if you liked the video. Subscribe for more tutorials and other circus videos like this. Also, let me know what sort of thing you'd like to watch or you'd like me to make in the future. Anyway, happy juggling, good luck on the Mills mess, have a lovely day, see you next time.